Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into My Sweet Dear. We're diving into episode 4. I just finished reacting to episode 3, and there was a lot of cuteness that happened, but the episode basically ended with our two delicious chefs getting locked in this closet together and not having a way out. So we're just gonna see where things go. In my ideal world, this closet is actually a giant refrigerator, and they're gonna have to do things to keep warm. But you know, we're just gonna wait and see what's gonna happen. But yeah, let's just dive on in and find out.
아 진짜 맵네. 진짜 죽겠다 죽겠어. 이건 진짜 왜 이런 걸 나한테 시키는 거야 진짜.
Because you left me drunk and vulnerable at a
아
restaurant.
좀 매워. 아우 아파. 아우. 이거
Oh, you got out? Y'all not gonna show me how they got out?
역시 대박. 마법의 손. 아, 진짜 맛있어.
오버한다.
오버 아니고 진짜인데. 진짜 맛있어. 우리 예준이
Rude.
셰프 되려면 열심히 해야지. 셰프는 신메뉴 테이스팅 준비 안 하세요? 열심히 하셔야 될 텐데. 이거 대박 맛있는데.
나는 좀 이지한 게 좋아.
칠게요.
심플 이즈 베스트. 모르나? 자, 6만 개 깐다. 실시.
실시. 셰프. 제가 최 셰프님 뒷조사를 좀 해봤거든요.
아주 시간이 남아 돌지.
아 진짜. 아 셰프님은 누구 편이에요?
주방에 편이 어딨어.
최종 셰프님 스페인 레스토랑에서도 발리에서도 같이 일했던 셰프들 레시피 싹 카피해서 자기 것처럼 SNS에 올리고 그랬대요. 대박이죠. 그러니까 셰프님도 조심 또 조심. 아니 막판에 셰프님 레시피 싹 카피할 수도 있잖아요.
뜨거. 맛있네.
그 소문 아마 아닐 거야.
셰프님이 그걸 어떻게 알아요?
그냥 알 것 같아. 그리고 최정우든 누구든 쉽게 따라할 수 있는 요리는 안 만들 거니까 걱정하지 말고.
Interesting.
역시 리스펙.
쓸데없는 소리 그만하고 장볼 물건들 체크해서 얼른 사와. 난 식자재 창고 가서 신메뉴에 필요한
Okay,
재료들 좀
so this is
사올게.
before we went to storage.
알겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오. 맛있어. 또 맛있어. 어떻게 3번까지 맛있어?
왜 이러지? 나가 손 좀 봐야겠다. 야, 문 닫지 마. 문.
뭐야 왜?
고장 났어. 안에서 안 열려.
안 열려? 왜 이래?
너 그걸 왜 지금 말해?
그럼 언제 말해?
뭐 열어달라면 되지. 어?
Of course you don't have your phone.
핸드폰 두고 왔네. 야, 그럼 우리 여기 갇힌 거야? 이야, 스릴 넘치는데?
근데 너 여기 왜 왔어?
신메뉴에 쓸 재료 고른다길래 염탐 차원이랄까?
뭐야, 너 다 듣고 있었어?
입 아프게 또 말해야 하나. 집비지기면 100점 100승. 아, 춥다.
Okay, so it is cold.
너 괜찮아?
됐어.
Girl, let him keep you warm.
그렇게 안 좋아 보이는데.
Has no one tried breaking down the door? I feel like we could give it an easy drop kick and just break it off the hinges.
자, 이거 좀 덮어.
됐다고.
아,
됐다니까.
아, 그래 덮어. 아, 괜찮아.
It's very sweet. But again, I feel like
너 다 들었지?
with his body and as strong as his grip was, telling him
왜 듣고도
not to leave
가만히
before
있냐?
we eat breakfast, we could easily just
그러니까
kick
그런
this
소문이
door in.
있지.
넌 그게 왜 소문일 거라고 생각하는데?
건방지긴 해도 그럴 놈 같진 않아서.
근데 근본 없는 놈이라 그러냐?
야,
Oh, soundtrack.
앞치마 벗어주길 잘했네.
넌 이런 상황에도 장난이 치고 싶냐?
I mean, I feel like y'all are trying very hard to get out of this predicament.
넌 내가 진짜 밉겠다.
Cause y'all just sitting here like y'all expecting people to realize that y'all are in a freezer. Y'all ain't making no noise. Y'all ain't.
난 사실 요리 좋아해서 한 거 아니야.
그럼
요리하면 배부르게 먹을 수 있으니까. 적어도 밥은 안 굶으니까.
That's true. I ain't never starved a day in my life.
나 그렇게 불쌍한 눈빛으로 보지 마라. 다른 사람들도 그래서 말 잘 안 해.
그럼 지금 배부르겠다.
Sure wouldn't mind some jellies. You better, you better put your arm on his shoulder. You better hug your future man. I mean, you know, they say you get body heat quicker if you take off your clothes and get close together. Usually in like a sleeping bag or something, but you know, whatever, we can improvise. So we're just not gonna talk about how they got out? We're just gonna time jump to the... I feel like I'm watching History 3 Trapped again, where we didn't see how they escaped from the gangsters. They just all of a sudden, bam, in the hospital, like... You checking in on your man? I see that smile, baby. Laura, go away. I'm making a love connection.
읽었다.
God damn it, Laura.
뭐야, 일십이야?
He's not, baby.
진행은 잘 되고 있나?
네, 뭐? 내일 윤셉이랑 바람 좀 쐬고 와요. 재료보는 안먹도 배울 겸.
저 궁금한 게 있는데 윤도관한테 이러는 이유가 뭐죠?
스페셜 메뉴에 대한 지분을 나랑 윤셉이 반씩 갖고 있어서 우리한테 좋은 명분이 필요하잖아요.
설명 더 필요해요?
Now text him back, please. Don't be like me sometimes where I see the text, I get distracted because somebody calls me or whatever, and then I forget to actually go back and respond. Girl, please. You got your red receipts on, so send him a text back, please. Don't leave him.
서프라이즈.
I love this hat on you, baby.
윤덕아, 너 왜 이렇게 식재료에 진심인 거냐? 나랑 진짜 안 맞는 거야.
너가 여기 웬일이야?
왜긴? 너 또 염탐하러 왔지?
스토커야 뭐야?
어떻게 이렇게 하는 거야 이렇게? 야! 조개. 내가 조개를 잡았어. 내가 조개를 잡았어.
됐어.
뭐야?
따라와.
야, 하나 더 있어.
It's like a kid in a candy store. I love this soundtrack. And this, I know I keep comparing, or not comparing, but I keep bringing up Where Your Eyes Linger because that's where I first fell in love with him and his deliciousness. But the soundtrack is giving me those kind of vibes too. And I freaking adore that soundtrack. Y'all don't even know. I've had that thing on repeat so many times. Once this OST is available on iTunes, I'm gonna add this to my collection. I see that look, baby. Ooh, got you some octopus or is that squid? Some sort of cephalopod.
정우. 뭐냐? 몇 마리 잡았어? 봐봐.
I'm not slacking, I'm just falling in love with my baby.
한 마리도 못 잡았어?
어디 갔네?
열심히 좀 해라. 난 낙지도 잡았는데. 뭐야? 상남자인 척 혼자 다 하더니 이거 완전 겁쟁이.
Leave me alone! Stop chasing me! That's not the wet thing I want to be chased by. Y'all better have this semi-romantic chase session with the octopus. Never thought I'd say that sentence. Better take his hand. Y'all comfortable enough that you'll take his hand? Yes, accept. Lord, praise Jesus, that body. Yes, what are those scenes coming? Let's go to the beach. Let's take a wave. Okay, so another good episode. They're still trying to paint Jung-woo as this, I don't know, untrustworthy, duplicitous kind of shady character, and I don't know how to feel about it, because I'm torn, because I keep seeing, you know, the actor, I keep seeing Yusu, and I love him to death, and he's one of my favorites, so I just associate him with all things good and right, and I just love him. So they keep trying to paint his character in this way, and I'm like, well, obviously that don't mean nothing. That's nothing, because he's a good guy and he's delicious. But he very well could just be a delicious man playing a, you know, duplicitous character. But there's part of me that is kind of like, oh, there's a lot of things stacking up against you right now. And then there's another part of me that's like, I don't know, I feel like it's a red herring, or they're just trying to make us feel some type of way. I don't know. But yeah, when it started off giving us a little bit semi sort of flashback before where the last episode ended. So Dugan was talking with one of his other people in the kitchen. You know, try this recipe, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, this is so good. And he's like, I did some checking in on Chef Choi. And at that point, you saw a change in Dugan, because like the first or second episode, I forget who he was talking to on the phone, but they're like, yeah, I did some looking into him, and he's got no background, or nobody knows of him. He's a nobody. And, you know, these drifters, they like to just come in and, you know, usurp people's thrones or restaurants, so be careful, blah, 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 blah. And they're trying to paint him in as this guy who has no background, is, you know, doesn't have any clout to his name, and is just coming to steal, you know, Dugan's thunder. And it's like, so, but we had a complete change in his attitude here, because as soon as that other chef guy was like, yeah, I've been looking into him, instead of like feeding into like whatever gossip whatever tea he was about to spill, he's like, he had this look on his face where he's like, I don't need that information. And then he's like, you got too much time on your hands, don't you? Just trying to like defuse this situation and, you know, change the conversation topic to something else. But he continued saying what he needed to say. Basically, when he was cooking in Brazil or Bali or Spain or whatever countries he said he was cooking in, he's been stealing the other chefs' recipes as his own and posting it on social media as his own, and how he needs to be careful. And then they paired that story with Dugan having a flashback to the last episode when he was making him breakfast and looking through his cookbooks, and found a little notepad where it said, you know, restaurants I've been or recipes I've tried when I was traveling or whatever it said. And it's like that kind of raised a red flag where it's like, oh, is he just going around and stealing people's recipes and marketing them off as his own? I mean, it's still impressive that he's able to replicate these recipes. So he's still cooking the food, and he's still amazing at cooking, an amazing chef. It's just, if that's the case, he just doesn't have like an original vision. He doesn't have a very unique vision to himself. He's just good at replicating other people's visions. But yeah, like them pairing that particular flashback with what the other guy said, like it just made me a little uncomfortable when it came to him. Like, ooh, this doesn't look good. But then Dugan was like, yeah, I don't think he did any of that. I think those are just rumors. I don't feel like he would do that. And I'm like, well, my. Aren't we singing a completely different tune than we've been singing the last 3 episodes? I see you, girl. Man makes you some breakfast soup one time, and all of a sudden, okay, I see you. I ain't mad at it though. But you could see once he said that, the smile on Jungwoo, who was eavesdropping, smile on his face said everything. Like, oh man, this guy actually believes me. And you know, he keeps playing up this character too, about how I keep following you, I keep needing to get close to you so I can spy on you. I can spy on you to see what you're doing, spy on you to find your ingredients, blah, blah, blah. He keeps playing into that character, and which isn't helping his situation. But I feel like he's doing it just as a motivational tool. I don't know if he actually has any stake in the restaurant, like if he's actually trying to be the head chef at this restaurant and whatnot. Like there are certain interactions that he's having with Dugan that makes me feel like it might have started out that way, but now that he's kind of getting the feelings for him, he's just trying to do this to motivate him. He's trying to, you know, competition. Like, I know for me, I've mentioned a number of times, so there's something about like friendly competition happening, especially like whenever I'm doing karaoke or karaoke contest, wherever I feel that sort of like competition coming from other people performing, it just makes you want to bring out your A game and step up your, you know, your level. So I feel like that's kind of what he's doing. He's putting this sort of obstacle in Dugun's way so that Dugun steps up his level to satisfy Miss Laura, who is a completely different issue that I have. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her methods. I don't enjoy her. But yes, then they were locked in the storage closet, which was refrigerated. And we had this really, really sweet, just nice moment, interactions, talking. He gave him the apron, he put his arm around him, and there were just really nice interactions and just nice conversation happening. And again, just kind of warming up to one another, no pun intended. And it was nice. I'm upset that we didn't see how, not that it, I'm sure it wasn't a super, you know, action-packed escape. I'm sure someone just came along and opened the door and like, oh my god, I can't believe blah blah blah. But like, still, I would have loved to have seen that. It felt like History 3 Trapped, where Xiaofei and Tongyi were handcuffed together, hiding from all these mobsters who were hunting them down, and then all of a sudden, after like 3 episodes of them hiding in the forest, bam, all of a sudden they're just out of the forest. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna tell me how they escaped from all these mobsters who've been hunting them down the last 3 days? Like, they just escaped? So that was the same thing I felt when we couldn't get out, and all of a sudden, bam, now we're out and we're moved on with life. Like, girl. But one thing that did come of them being locked together, like I said, they kind of warmed up to each other and traded a little bit of story time. But you could see when Dugun was, I guess, having dinner or something, he texted him and he was like, hey, are you okay? Checking in on him. And then when he saw that he read the message and didn't reply, there was this look on his face, that kind of combination of being a little bit hurt, like, oh man, why is he ignoring me? But also worried about him, and because he was genuinely checking in on him. And it was one of those looks at his phone where he's like, where it's like you'd sent a message to your crush and you're just waiting anxiously for that reply. You're waiting to see that ... pop up so you can say, okay, they're replying, I'm gonna get a message in return. It's that kind of look that he had on his face. And that's like, oh, baby, hug. I'm sorry that stupid ass Miss Laura over here decided to call it an inopportune time. And then just, I don't like her. I don't like nothing about her. She's pretty, but I don't like her. But yeah, even through that phone call, Jungwoo was like, why are you doing this to him again? And she's like, because me and this restaurant are entitled to this new recipe, blah 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 blah. So she's doing all this because she wants to get the recipe. She wants this new recipe for this new amazing dish so that she can make the restaurant famous or Instagram famous or whatever the hell. She's got her vendetta, she's got her mission intact, and yes, we've known this since day one. She's not been secretive about it, but still, I don't like her. I don't like her methods. And she keeps like getting Jungwoo to kind of not really string along Dugun, but I feel like in her head she's getting him to string him along, but in the process he's kind of falling for him. And I'm sure that's going to play some sort of vital conflict role in like the last 2 episodes or something. But yeah, the whole clam hunting thing was adorable, them on the beach and then him chasing him with the octopus. Is just cute moments. And again, the soundtrack is fire. I'm living for this OST. I cannot wait until it's available on iTunes. I hope it becomes available on iTunes because I added it to my collection in a heartbeat. It is so good, so catchy, so infectious. Love this music. And yeah, all in all, just another good episode. So we'll just have to wait and see where things go in the next couple. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.